It's history. It's a part of time where you can look back and reflect and think about what else was happening in that period of time when wine was being made. And so it sort of has its own roadmap to American history as well. I have a lot of fond memories at Bundschu and on Rhinefarm. Rhinefarm for me is almost my whole identity. I grew up on that property and have incredible memories of being in the vineyards with my dad. I had a real desire to put my own stamp on the family business. And that's when the idea of creating a brand that could speak to something different and less traditional and less classic than what Bundschu is came to light. Our first vintage of Abbot's Passage was in 2015. One of the reasons that we purchased this property and one of the reasons why we love it is because we inherited these awesome 80-year-old head-trained dry farm Zinfandel vines. What we wanted to do is preserve the heritage and the history of this site and of these vines, and the best way to do that was by grafting them over. Salvador helped my dad and his dad replant our property on Rhinefarm back in the late 60s and 70s. For a portion of time, we closed the doors at Bundschu because of prohibition, but it was my dad who was the resurrector of the Bundschu family, and he convinced his father to start making wines at Bundschu again, and in turn they had to replant that property. To bring Salvador back for the next generation's vision kind of brings chills. In 2020, Salvador came to Abbot's Passage and grafted over some of the younger vines to Petit Syrah, Mourvedre, and Carignan. And in a couple years from now, we will actually be able to make what is a true field blend from the vines on this property. The idea of Abbot's Passage was born from this old map hanging on the wall at my grandmother's house on Rhinefarm. It had a footpath. This priest who lived at the Christian Brothers over on Mount Veeder on the Napa side would once a week trek down on foot to his favorite local watering hole in Sonoma, and then he would trek all the way back. The Abbot is more of a metaphor for my own journey and discovery of growing up in the wine business, leaving it, and coming back. What's really great is I know I like my wines and sitting down and tasting them, but to be able to share them with other people and have other people react the way that I would hope that they would react is what's really special. I'm one that doesn't really recognize how monumental or big something is until I'm actually in the moment. I still kind of walk around a little bit in a daze that it is ours. This is our generation's defining moment.